This is Lectric's XP 3.0 electric bike. Today I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the features, some pros and cons after I've owned this bike for about 6 months, and some accessories that I recommend purchasing. Let's get started. The bike comes with front suspension, metal fenders, a front light, foldable pedals, a foldable frame, a 500-watt rear motor that peaks out at 1,000 watts, a rear rack that has a max payload of 150 pounds, so you can actually put a person on the back of it, a 7-speed Shimano shifter, and a digital LCD screen. To start the bike, simply put the key into the key slot, which can be a little difficult because it's in an awkward spot. Hit the power button, and you could use the plus or minus here to engage the pedal assist. So plus here means you're now on pedal assist 1, and then you're ready to go. Once you're on the bike, you can either start pedaling and the pedal assist will engage, or you can use the throttle and that will give you pedal assist right from the start. So this can be helpful if you're on an uphill. So if you're starting from an uphill position, just being able to pull the throttle and get assistance is very helpful versus having to pedal a half turn before you get pedal assist. Let's talk pros and cons. I think the first pro of this bike is the value. For the short range version for $1,000, you're getting a really well-built bike that has been through multiple versions, so they've refined it. It's simple things like putting a sticker where this handle will hit to keep it from chipping. They put hydraulic brakes on the bike to compete with some of its competitors. I mean, they've just done a really good job with this bike. I think the second pro is the build quality. You can tell by just looking at the welds of the bike, it's just gonna hold up really well. I've had it for 6 months and it's just really solid feeling, and I think that it will last for many, many years. And the third pro, I would say, is customer service. So the bike comes with a 1-year warranty, and every time I've had to contact customer support, I hear back within hours, and they're always really willing to help out. I had the charger go bad and I got a replacement within 2 days. It was just awesome. So I definitely recommend their customer support, and it's here in the United States. It's based out of Phoenix. So really good customer support. Let's talk cons of this bike. I think the first con is the weight. I think it weighs 64 pounds before you put any kind of accessory. So maybe once you put a rack on it, or a lock, it's going to be close to 70 pounds. And so that's just an awkward amount of weight to be carrying. It's a kind of bulky bike, even when it's folded up. So it's not something I would recommend if you have to, say, for example, lift it to get up to your apartment, or every time you have to ride it, you have to put it in the back of your car. It's just, it's very heavy. So, you know, lifting it every once in a while is not so bad, but frequently, I think it's just going to get really uncomfortable to lift. And the second con, I would say, would be the range. The long range version, I think, is supposed to get around 64 miles, and I think you're just never going to get that kind of range. So, and I think this is an issue with all e-bikes in general. I think under optimal conditions you can get that, but you're really never going to get that in the real world. So I actually recommend getting the long range version. For that, you'll just be able to take it farther. For that extra $300, you'll just get a lot more use out of it. And the third con would be not being able to really see it in person before you buy it. It's nice to be able to sit on it to see if the geometry is correct. And with this bike, it's online only, so you really have to just trust that it's going to fit you when you get it. I have heard that Best Buy is starting to carry these bikes, so that might be an option for some people, but I did not like having to spend $1,000 without actually physically seeing the bike. So that's another con. Let's talk accessories for this bike. I think the first up is the headlight. If you're doing any kind of riding in the dark, though, this is actually the light that comes with the bike. This is the Elite headlight, and you can just see how much better, just in size wise. It's just, this is actually really good in the dark. This is adequate, but I think if you're doing anything around cars or something, get the better one. It's just, you're going to be much more visible to cars, and you're going to be able to see where you're riding. The second accessory I recommend is a better saddle. This is the saddle that comes with the bike. It's fine. It's pretty firm, but if you're going to be doing longer bike rides with it, your butt's going to get sore. And this is actually the Comfort bike saddle that you can actually get from Lectric, but I actually found that it's actually kind of noisy. The springs constantly make noise, so I decided to get this bike saddle that I got from Amazon for I think $16, and it's much better build. Doesn't make any noise, and it is high quality. And I will include the links to this saddle in the description. The third accessory I recommend is this basket. This is actually from Lectric. It comes with a set of baskets, and this is a really nice basket. You can put groceries in, you could put backpacks in it. It's really nice. And I actually recommend, they have this kind of cargo net, which is great because you can use it to strap things down because things will move around in there. And that's a really nice basket from Lectric. Another accessory that I put on this bike is the handlebar upgrades. The bike comes with a giraffe neck handlebar, kind of looking like this, which is fine, but I for some reason just like the look of the more BMX style. This one is actually from Engwe, I think it is, and it was $70. I'll include a link to it below. I just kind of like how it makes the bike look. It looks a little more BMX-like, so it's more of a looks thing than anything. The final upgrade I recommend people getting is a solid bike lock. This is the one that comes from Lectric. It's a folding model. It's good enough for locking your bike up when you go to the grocery store or something like that. I wouldn't leave it overnight with this kind of bike lock, but this is good enough for short time frames. And it's got a really nice mounting option that will attach to the frame right there. So yeah, and that's really about it. Thank you so much for guys watching, and let me know if you have any feedback.